The earliest jigsaw puzzles were hand-cut from wood. During the Great Depression, cardboard puzzles became all the rage because they could be mass-produced cheaply. Wooden puzzles take longer to produce, the materials are more expensive, they're more costly to ship, but the feel of the pieces, the intricate piece shapes, the satisfaction of plunking a thick wooden piece into place, there's just nothing like a wooden puzzle. Hi, I'm Dan and this is Puzzle File. I've been really looking forward to doing this video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you 4 different wooden puzzle brands. I've got puzzles from Zen Chalet, Liberty Puzzles, Unidragon, and PuzzleUp. Historically, wooden puzzles were hand cut on scroll saws, but all of these are laser cut puzzles. Some of the puzzles I'll be showing you today were gifted to me by the puzzle companies. I'll be sure to let you know as we go through them, but none of these companies are sponsoring this video and none of them have instructed me on what to say about the product. I'm gonna be starting with this fantastic jellyfish puzzle from Unidragon, but first I need to get my table set up. I'm gonna be totally on theme here with my wooden puzzle board. This board was sent to me by All4Jig, and so far I love it. I'm gonna link to it in the description if you're interested. Okay, here we go. This is the Wandering Jellyfish by Unidragon. Unidragon is a Russian brand. Like most of their puzzles, this one comes in multiple sizes. So this is the medium size, which is 227 pieces. Wooden puzzles tend to come in smaller piece sizes. Because of the complicated piece cuts, they can be very challenging. So a 1,000-piece wooden puzzle would be very difficult. So this one's just 227. I love this puzzle image. I think this is so cool and so unique. It's 3 distinct shaped puzzles mixed together. And how awesome do these jellyfish look? They are just so vibrant and glowing. Love it. There's a handful of wooden puzzle companies that are doing these laser cut wooden boxes. I don't love these, and I'll show you why. They're really cute, but the lids on them just pop off like this. There's nothing to really secure the lids. So I always feel like these lids are gonna pop off and spill all my pieces. I wish they would find a slightly different design where the lid actually somehow attaches better, or just do a traditional cardboard box would be fine with me. Anyway, there's a few companies that do these, including Zen Chalet that I'm going to show you later, has the same style of box. When we open the box, the first thing we get is a little message from the founder and CEO of the Unidragon brand. There's a little note here about what to do if you've got a missing or broken piece. Then our pieces are wrapped in a piece of burlap, which is a nice little touch. All right, before we look at the pieces, there's a couple extra things thrown in here. One is we've got the Unidragon logo is cut out of this piece of shiny, I think it's plastic or acrylic. That's just a neat little add-in. And then we get 2 of these pieces, and these attach to the box lid so that you can stand it up while you're working. All right, these pieces look nice. They're a nice thickness. They're a little on the small side, but that's fine. And the colors are really bright and vibrant. And then right away I can see we've got a lot of fun whimsy shapes. Really cute, all kinds of sea creatures. So what is the strategy gonna be here? What I usually do with a wooden puzzle with whimsy shaped pieces is I sort all the whimsies out to the side so that I've got them in one place. I'm gonna try to sort out the edge pieces here, but because we've got these weird shaped edges, I'm not sure how easy that's gonna be. I'll do my best. And then I think I'll probably start with this little jellyfish because it's got all this pink highlight to it, which the other 2 don't have, so I think it'll look a little more unique. But we'll see, that might change once I look at the pieces. Here we go. right, that was a nice quick sort. I've got the whimsy pieces on one tray. This is the slush pile in the middle. And then the edge pieces are over on this tray. It was actually pretty easy to identify the edge pieces. They all have this heavy outline on the edge. It was a little bit harder to identify the whimsy pieces. You can see all of the pieces have little details in them. So while some things are obviously a whimsy shape, like this seahorse, there are some others like this that this looks so specific, like it must be something. I cannot tell what this is supposed to be, if anything. There's also some edge pieces that are like pseudo-whimsies. Like, look at this piece, that's an edge piece, and then it has like a fish tail or something on the end of it. Or this one that has some like coral growing out of it. Very cool, very thoughtful piece design. And as I was thinking, we can definitely tell which pieces belong to that pink jellyfish and which ones are the blue. So we're gonna start with that pink one. This is a great little puzzle. It took me a little under 2 hours from sort to finish. This was my first time doing a Unidragon and I was really happy with it. A big thank you to Unidragon for sending this to me to try. The pieces are small and really intricately cut, but they didn't feel delicate to me. I wasn't like worried that I was gonna break connectors off of them or anything. They don't feel cheap, it's good quality. And I was really impressed with the design of the piece cut. It was very thoughtful. My favorite whimsy piece was the anglerfish. Very cool fish. The piece has a lot of personality. In addition to the fun whimsy pieces, the other pieces didn't feel like they were just cut in random squiggles. The undersea theme was sort of carried through all the other pieces in the little design details, the connector pieces. It felt really cohesive, really intentional, and I think the final product is really stunning. Very cool puzzle. I'm gonna clear my board and get ready for the next one. This next brand is also new to me. I'm so excited to try them. This is Liberty Puzzles. These two puzzles were given to me by my sister when she was done with them. They both look great, but I'm gonna do the grizzly bear today and save the toucan for another time. So I love the design of this box. It looks and feels high quality. On their website, they say that if you want, you can order their puzzles without the image on the front. So you just get the name of the puzzle. Inside, our pieces are wrapped in tissue paper. All right, and these are really beautiful. There are 471 pieces in this puzzle, so it's a little bigger than our last one. I can see we've got a lot of whimsy shapes in here. These feel really thick and chunky. And Liberty's pieces are made of real wood. So my approach for this one will be pretty similar. The reason I separate out the whimsy pieces is because as you're building, you'll often come across a slot where you're thinking, that looks like a bird, or that looks like a leg. So it's nice to have those all grouped together so you can grab them when you need them. I can see on this image that there is a nice thick border around the edges. So I'm gonna go ahead and separate out the edge pieces and start there again. Now on the jellyfish, everything was kind of a really similar texture, so I was working a lot off of just examining piece shapes. This image though has some really different defined textures. There's these fish scales in the middle, there's this little honeycomb, there's some flowers here, some berries. So I think we're gonna be able to work off the image a lot more with this puzzle. Back to 0. And let's go. Okay, this is after about 2 hours on this puzzle. It's so lovely. I'm having a really nice time. The piece cuts are very tricky. I keep finding myself staring at 2 or 3 pieces that I know go together, but I cannot figure out how they fit together. A delightfully tricky piece cut. I don't have too much of a strategy going on. I'm kind of just looking over the pieces, grabbing what pops out at me, and putting things together as I go. But this is gonna start speeding up. I don't think this will take too much longer now. This was another really nice puzzle. Took me a little over 4 hours. As I said, the piece cut is tricky. I tried to start with the edge because it has this thick brown border, but they've cut all kinds of pieces that just like kiss the edge. So I ended up having to do the edge as I went. It's a beautiful image, really nice pieces. I really enjoyed how a lot of the whimsy pieces echoed what was going on in the image, like the eagle piece on the eagle, the frog piece on the frog, the otter piece on the otter. I think my favorite whimsy from this one is this blue bull. The one thing I'll say is it's a little glossy. I would love if they would do more of a matte finish, but still I'm very happy with this brand and I'm very excited to do the toucan. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the board because I've got 2 more brands to show you. Our next wooden puzzle is a little something different. This is Quattro City, and it was gifted to me by Ukrainian brand PuzzleUp. Quattro City they call a puzzle quest. It's a wooden puzzle, and then after you finish building the puzzle, there's a mystery game that goes along with it. The puzzle is nearly 2,000 pieces, but it comes divided into 4 sections, so we're just gonna do a section of it today. Let me show you what's in the box. Okay, nice big box, Quattro City Puzzle Quest. You can do this with 1 or more players. It takes up to 40 hours to do the whole experience. On the back, a bunch of information about what the game is and what's inside the box. Now, I've already been working on this, so things might not be exactly the way they were when I first opened it. This first envelope has everything we're going to need. This is a little pamphlet about how to play, and this is our QR code to scan that brings us to the mystery game. We've got mini posters for each of the 4 sections. You can see it's all sections of the city with lots of little details going on, lots of little mysteries. And also in this envelope, we have our magnifying glass for looking at little details. And this they call the molecule tool, and it's slightly tacky. It's used for picking up and placing tiny pieces. The chapter 1 envelope is empty because I've already built this one. And today we're going to be building chapter 2. All right, here we can take a look at our pieces. So the image is really nice and clear on these. They're a nice thickness, lots of different wild shapes. You can see there's a good amount of variability in the size of these pieces. So this is the section of Quattro City that we're going to be working on today. As you can see, we've got this shaped edge that I think is going to be hard to identify, so we're not going to try to start with the frame. I think I might actually do a wee bit of color sorting. Like I might just pull all the yellows to get started with. This is going so fast. In just the first hour, look at how much progress we've got. Most of the really colorful stuff is done, so we've got just a lot of these grays and blues and purples to do now. This is not going to take too much longer to finish up. That went so quick! The first chapter was not as quick as this. This section does have fewer pieces, it has bigger pieces, and I think just because I was already familiar with the kind of pieces and the artwork, that might have made this section go a bit faster. So I can't really give you a full review of this puzzle because there's still 2 more sections to do, and I haven't even started the mystery game element. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'm going to be posting a whole detailed review once I've completed the whole thing. I can tell you a few things about the quality of the puzzle though. The pieces are nice quality, they're a good thickness, they don't feel fragile. I wasn't worried about breaking them. The image is nice and clear, but the colors are a little dull as compared to the poster. I don't think I would think anything was wrong with the image if I hadn't also seen the poster. but the poster has much more vivid color to it, so I wish that had transferred onto the actual puzzle image as well. And even though I don't know yet what the story is, what the mystery is that I'm solving, I'm already starting to spot some intriguing little scenes, some little clues. There's some details that are in the puzzle that are not in the poster that I'm sure are going to be important. This quarter of the puzzle has 3 whimsy pieces. I don't know which one's my favorite, maybe the padlock. Now what I want to do is pull out the section that I've already completed and see how these two fit together. Okay, here's our chapter 2 section. And there's chapter 1, which I did a couple weeks ago. Ooh, this is going to be so satisfying. Oh, check that out. That is great. This is going to be enormous. So we've got 2 sections here, and then there's 2 more sections that go above it that'll slot in perfectly behind these buildings. This is so cool. I'm very excited. The last wooden puzzle brand that we're going to look at is Zen Chalet. I love Zen Chalet. Full disclosure, I'm a Zen Chalet brand ambassador, but I became a brand ambassador because I really do love these puzzles. So as a brand ambassador, I can offer you my discount code, which is PuzzleFile. You can use that code to get 15% off of your order, and I make a tiny commission off of that. Also, as an ambassador, I get to try their new puzzles and share them with you. So these 3 puzzles were gifted to me by the company. Zen Chalet has traditionally mostly done 200-piece puzzles, but lately they've been expanding into some bigger sizes. So they just did a big release of new puzzles where they have re-released some of their most popular designs in 500 pieces. So that's what the sea turtle and the floral retro are. And then this one, the epic forest, is an all-new design in 500 pieces. I'm actually in the middle of working on the sea turtle right now, not for a video, just for fun. And it is so good. But I'm not going to be doing any of these puzzles today. Instead, I'm going to be doing the 200-piece octopus. And this is a Zen Chalet puzzle that I bought with money. But FYI, this is also now available in a 500-piece size. So let's open up the box and see what we got. So once again, we have one of these wooden boxes that I'm not fond of because the lid just kind of doesn't stay on there. But I became a brand ambassador because I love this. Like, it's a nice idea, but I would be perfectly happy with a cardboard box. On the front of the box, we have our picture. This is so beautiful. There's so much depth of color here. It's 200 pieces. We have the dimensions. Now, I have already opened this box and gone through all the contents, and so they're not packed in here the way that they would have been packed when I first opened it. In fact, I actually can't get them back in here in a way that allows me to close the lid. But let me show you what all comes in a Zen Chalet box. So on top here, we've got a nice little bag that they include for storing the pieces afterward. This is a great little add-in that they did for this tropical series of puzzles. This is another one of their puzzle designs that they've made into a little keychain. Zen Chalet on the back. I think that is such a neat little add-in. And I also really want this fish puzzle. How great is that? Look at all that detail. We've got 2 of these again, just like with the Unidragon, to hold up the front of the box for us. This is a postcard with the puzzle image on it. And on the back, it's a little thank you and asking you to leave a review. They include a big laminating sheet so that you can save the puzzle when you're done, if you want to display it. And then here's a larger poster to work off of if you prefer that instead of the box lid. And finally, we have our pieces. Great chunky pieces, bright colors, and lots of little whimsy shapes. So this actually looks pretty tricky. It's a lot of similar colors and textures across the whole image. And I don't think we're gonna have a very easy time sorting out the edge pieces. Maybe, we'll see once I look at them. So I know I'm gonna sort out the whimsy pieces, flip everything right side up, and I feel like I need to take a good look at the pieces before I can figure out what my strategy is gonna be. Back to 0. Let's go. Okay, so I did end up trying to sort out the edge pieces. I have a feeling I didn't find them all, but some of them have sort of a heavy black border on them, so it gives me somewhere to start. And after I had sorted out the edges and the whimsies, I went back and sorted out a section of the underside of the octopus tentacles with the suckers, because those were pretty identifiable. I think this is going to be tricky, but it's only 200 pieces, so it shouldn't take too long either way. I was hoping to do that in under 2 hours and I just missed it. I got slowed down by a piece in the wrong place. I won't call it a false fit because I like to reserve that term for when it's the puzzle's fault, and this was definitely my fault. I was just going too fast. If I had looked more closely, I would have seen that it was in the wrong place. Okay, once again, this was a great puzzle. It doesn't make for the most exciting video, but I really enjoyed all 4 of these. The colors are so vivid and deep. This one is really chock full of whimsy pieces. This puzzle had a few good dolphin whimsies, but this one is my favorite because he's got so much personality. I loved it. I thought it was going to be tricky. I wouldn't say that it was a tricky one, but I would just say that my brain had to stay involved the whole way through. I never was able to go onto autopilot. Now that I've finished all 4 of them, I'm not going to say which one I liked best. I really don't know which one I liked best. It's so hard to compare them. The Unidragon puzzle was such a fresh, unique image and had such a really thoughtful, detailed piece cut. The Liberty puzzle had these fantastic, high-quality, thick pieces. Quattro City by PuzzleUp is such a great concept. I can't wait to try that mystery game when I'm done with the puzzle. And the Zen Chalet, again, really nice chunky pieces and beautiful colors. So I can't really say which one is best, it's so subjective. Although I guess we could compare them using some For today's puzzle math, we're going to be comparing these puzzles on 3 different mostly objective measures. We'll be looking at piece thickness, the percentage of pieces that are whimsy shapes, and the price per piece. First up is piece thickness, and I've got my digital calipers to measure it. Wandering jellyfish looks like 2.8 millimeters. Grizzly bear, 5.4 millimeters. Quattro City, 2.9 millimeters. And the octopus, that's 4.6. So the Grizzly Bear by Liberty Puzzles takes it for piece thickness. Okay, next we're moving on to the percentage of pieces that are whimsy shapes. We'll go in reverse order this time. The octopus had 200 pieces total, and by my count, 36 of them were whimsy shapes. That's 18% whimsical. Quattro City, the box only gives you the total number of pieces, which is 1,943. So I had to count the pieces in this section. By my count, there are 331 pieces in Chapter 2, and there are a total of 3 whimsies. Less than 1%. The grizzly bear has 471 pieces and 53 whimsies. That is 11.3% rounded to 1 decimal place. And finally, the wandering jellyfish, 227 pieces, 44 of them are whimsies, which is 19.4%. Just barely beating out the octopus. Hey y'all, I didn't notice until later, but the jellyfish's percentage should be even higher. As I showed you before, it was kind of hard to determine which pieces should count as whimsies. This is sort of what I meant by mostly objective. And it wasn't until later that I noticed this big multi-piece whimsy of a jellyfish inside the large jellyfish. Another very cool surprise from this puzzle. So Unidragon's jellyfish wins for percentage of whimsies. For this last one, the price per piece, I'm using the price that you would pay if you went on the company's website and paid full price right now. So obviously there's lots of ways that you could get these at a lower price if they were on sale, or if you used my discount code PuzzleFile to get 15% off at Zen Chalet or 10% off at Unidragon. But I'm using the full regular price in US dollars. So let's get our piece counts up there again. The wandering jellyfish in size medium is right now listed at $49.99. So the price per piece will be 22 cents. The grizzly bear sells for $1.15, which is 24 cents per piece. Quattro City sells for $169, and we actually need to use the total piece count, which gives us a price per piece of just 9 cents. And you can get the octopus in the 200-piece size for $34.99, which is 17 cents per piece. So although it's the highest price overall, Quattro City has the lowest price per piece. So there we go. The grizzly bear wins for piece thickness. The wandering jellyfish won for percentage of whimsies. Quattro City wins for price per piece. The octopus didn't win any categories, but the octopus came in second in all 3 categories. So given all of that, which one of these should you buy? I don't know, all of them? These were 4 great laser cut wooden puzzles. I'll be linking to all of these down in the description, and the wooden puzzle board by All4Jig if you're interested in any of them. I had so much fun making this video. I'm gonna have to do another one of these at some point with hand cut wooden puzzles. Let me know in the comments what your favorite wooden puzzle companies are, either laser cut or hand cut wooden puzzles. I do hope that you'll consider hitting that subscribe button so that you'll know every time I post a new video. I'm gonna get back to puzzling, and I'll catch y'all next time.